Welcome to Behind the Politics with Chris Moss. In this edition, I'm joined by Andy Avery. He's our Commissioner, Department of Public Works. In the summertime, a lot of projects going on by the Department of Public Works, so I thought maybe we could discuss a couple of them. Paving on Lake Road, I think it starts, town of Elmira, goes into the town of Horseheads?
Stretches from the city line all the way north into the village line. So
Okay.
it's a pretty big project. We started paving it this week and we'll be finishing today. So a 3-day paving job. We actually milled it first,
Okay.
did all of our prep work. A lot of businesses up and down that corridor. So we actually threw a lot of extra staff to try to help people get in and out of the businesses to make sure that we had a good paving job and that we weren't shutting down businesses any more than we needed to.
Great. Striping, that'll happen in a week or two, or how long after the paving's finished?
We've had some difficulty this year with striping, paint issues, getting it from the suppliers, but it will happen this year. We are on the schedule with our striping contractor.
So with no stripes, people can kind of just drive where they want?
Sometimes they
Just
do
a joke,
anyway.
just a joke. Marsh Road, is that the town of Erin?
Town of Erin, it starts out past the turnoff to go to Park Station and goes all the way to Winecoop Creek Road. So and again, a long stretch of road. We actually recycled the base of that road with a cold mix asphalt recycle, and we'll be paving that in a couple of weeks. So another pretty big project, a lot of new drainage pipes, fixing driveway approaches. But all in all, it's going to be a nice project for the residents of that area.
So you know as well as I do, a lot of the complaints come in when people aren't happy, they call you or they call me. Probably one of the biggest complaints I've gotten over the last couple of months is the bridge at Webb's Mills. Obviously, everybody knew the project was coming. Can you give us maybe an update of where we're at? Are we on schedule?
Yeah, we are on schedule. The project is supposed to be substantially complete the end of October, final completion right before Thanksgiving. It seems at times that it's moving slow, but it's because there's a lot of subcontractors. There's a painting subcontractor, there was a steel subcontractor. Right now they're starting to work on some of the concrete deck pours. So it's moving forward, it's not behind. It will get done and be open this year. So again, it's one of those things that I get it. When you have to drive around,
Certainly.
It can be very frustrating, but no delays to this point.
How many of your projects are impacted by weather, Andy? So we need rain. We haven't had rain. I know in years past you've come by and said, hey, we've got to run a pump in case it does rain because it interferes with this project. So weather probably hasn't impeded any of the projects this year?
Hasn't been weather this year so much. This year it's been more of inflation with the rising prices both for materials, fuel, and even scarcity in getting those materials.
Right. So, while we're there, what's that do to your budget? So maybe gasoline, for example, obviously you depend on diesel fuel and so forth. It has a definite negative impact.
Yeah, we've experienced at least a 30% increase in our fuel prices. Everybody's seen those increases. Unfortunately, at Public Works and the other county agencies, we don't get the benefit of the gas tax holiday since we don't pay taxes anyway. So our fuel prices have been pretty high, and it's hopefully not going to limit what we can do, but it's certainly putting a dent into our budget.
Certainly. And I know we lease some of our vehicles from Enterprise. I've seen a slight increase there, but I know some of your 10-wheel trucks that we're looking at are getting ordered right now. Even price increases there due to the steel that's in the truck?
Yeah, that's a good point. We've ordered trucks well over a year and a half ago, still don't have them. And in that time period, there's been price increases that get passed on to us. So it's kind of hard to come back to you in the legislature and say, hey, we've got a $20,000 price increase when we've already contracted for the building of the truck. But these trucks in many cases are 2 years out from the time of order.
Wow. Water Street, the median, not really new, but I do get some calls on that and so forth. Have you gotten any complaints on it, or is everybody just making do with trying to get used to, how it runs now?
I think the residents and the drivers have gotten used to how it operates. The complaints we've seen are with the landscaping. There's been a couple iterations of replacing trees by the landscape contractor. They're still under contract to get those established. It's just frustrating for all of us to see trees that are dying. So that's been most of the complaints
Right.
are around that aspect of it. But people are getting used to how it works. They're getting used to back-end diagonal parking in some of the areas.
Yeah, that was a big question. People couldn't understand how they were supposed to park when it first opened up, but I think that they're getting used to it, like you said. Another big project we've been working on over a period of time is the Horseheads Connector Road. Could you give us an update on maybe what that project's about and where we're at in the process?
Sure. A $25 million project, really big. This actually creates a connection between the Horseheads sand facility, Host as it's known. It also goes from Old Ithaca Road all the way over to State Route 13. So it's a brand new road, something we don't do too often. We're usually rehabbing roads. It's a 2-year project. This year we're focusing on upgrading Old Ithaca Road with a roundabout at the new intersection and the bridge that goes over Newtown Creek. Next year we'll be working more on the actual connector road and the roundabout on DOT State Route 13.
Potholes. I know after winter and a lot of the fill comes out and so forth, you try and put some attention on them in the spring and summer. Any, what do you call it, patching or whatever you refer to it? Are we always out doing that throughout the summer?
Every day. We actually are fortunate enough to have a spray patch truck at the county. Very efficient, very fast. It allows us to use less people at a much lower cost to patch the holes. So we do have that truck somewhere in the county every day. In addition, we do hot mix patching from time to time as needed, and we do what we call scratch paving, where we're actually dragging pavement over with a small paver to really get rid of some bad areas. So every day we are out there with at least one crew taking care of any of the rough areas.
You know, I also got the opportunity to tour our mulch pit with the commissioner, and very interesting. We'll let you take a look at that and see how it operates, when it operates, and how it works. Andy, can you tell us a little bit about how the mulching pit works?
Absolutely, Chris. This is about a 5-acre facility, and we bring in materials from all over the county. County residents can bring it in for free, drop it off, and we're talking landscaping materials such as limbs, branches, leaves, anything like that that they need to get rid of can come here and be dropped off. And then we grind it, turn it back into mulch, compost that can be taken away by the residents for free. So it's become a pretty popular program, and we are open about 6 days a week.
Great. You said just if we could pan over here maybe, just this amount of brush right here is from the storm we had a week and a half ago?
Absolutely.
Just to give people an idea of, you know, how much brush comes in here?
So about 2 weeks ago, we ground everything we had, and this was basically open. And what you're seeing is all from the storm that we had just about a week and a half ago. Residents have brought it in, towns have brought it in, we've brought it in off our own county roads. So we'll give it another couple weeks, we'll grind that, and it will start turning it into a better product for use. And we typically at least double grind, oftentimes we'll even triple grind to get a good product for people to use.
And this is open to all county residents?
County residents, absolutely.
How does it work? Do you have to load your own vehicle, unload your own vehicle if you're bringing brush, or?
Yep, we have 2 attendants at the gate. They'll let you in, they'll tell you where to go to drop it off. If you have a lot of stuff, they might be able to help you, but it gets so busy sometimes that we can't help everybody. So we do ask that you come prepared to unload. If you're getting mulch, we will load your vehicle. So it makes it a lot easier. If you bring in a pickup truck and you want a bed full of mulch, we can do that for you.
That's great. So there you have it, Chemung County's mulching pit. Stop by. Andy, how late in the season is it open till?
We are open until early-ish November, around probably Veterans Day. It all depends on the weather, and we open up in early to mid-April.
Great, thanks a lot. You know, and one more project I'd like to talk to you about is the Clemens Center Parkway. On a project, Andy, we've been working on for almost a decade. I know you and I have been on the Chemung County Traffic Safety Board for well over a decade, and the dangers of people going to the Clemens Center and coming back and forth across the street, we wanted to address, and it looks like it's finally come to fruition.
Absolutely, Chris. I mean, this is an important safety project. This is a state road. We've worked closely with DOT to make it happen, and they were very gracious to complete this project. It's going to create a crosswalk across Clemens Center at Market Street for anybody that's parking to go to the performances. Be a safe way to cross with a safety zone in the middle. There'll be rectangular rapid flashing beacons, so the pedestrian will be able to push a button, and there'll be flashing strobe lights that go off. It's going to really improve safety for all of the attendees at the Clemens Center.
I know we'll get some questions in reference to how come it comes up the middle of the street. Could you maybe explain how people are supposed to come out and face traffic?
Yep, so what it does is it ensures that all the pedestrians are at 90 degrees when they cross. It also gives extra space in the middle of the median, because we assume that during any concerts or performances that there's going to be more than just 2 or 3 people crossing. So that area can hold 10, 15, 20 people safely in the median out of the way of traffic. You'll be able to cross the first 2 lanes, wait in a safe zone, and then cross again. And in both cases, you're always crossing at 90 degrees.
Well, that's great. We want to thank the Chemung County Traffic Safety Board for their persistence on this project. We want to thank the state of New York DOT. We want to thank Andy Avery's folks. So safety at work here, so hopefully it's going to be open soon, right?
We're looking at opening tomorrow. They'll be striping the crosswalks a little bit later, but DOT says it'll be open tomorrow.
Great, thank you. Andy, I know there was one other thing we wanted to talk about that's really going to be an exciting project, I think, for the community out there, especially with the amount of money that goes into the budget of the Department of Public Works every year, and I'll let you maybe talk about it.
Definitely, Chris. We're excited to be partnering with the County Planning Department to bring an interactive mapping feature to the website, which will allow the public to go online, click on our project, find out where it is, what's going on with the project, and hopefully just give them a better sense of when they can expect to see it completed.
That's great. I mean, that's the type of things that are being worked on. It's not only filling potholes, but there's a technical portion of it where we work with IT and the planning department. So I'm Chris Moss, Chemung County Executive. I want to thank you for tuning in, and this is Behind the Politics.